Okay. Welcome, everyone. Namaste in Lakesh. So happy to see you. However you want to greet each other, I am happy to greet you this way. Every Tuesday at 8 o'clock, we have this live meditation and called the Supreme Light Meditation. And we usually have a little short sharing too, just on some subject that might be of interest or relevant in the time. And if you have found this channel, welcome if you're new. This meditation that we're going to do, it is a meditation that will help to align into your own higher consciousness or higher view or perception. If you're not used to the word, somebody said consciousness, what a strange word, what is that? Well, let's use some other word. It doesn't matter. It is our understanding of and seeing, viewing our lives and ourselves. This meditation helps you to align into a different perception of how you experience your life. So this channel at this time, it will return every week. And you're welcome to give this link to a newcomer to join in. We always do a guided Vipassana meditation as well, just to introduce this power of meditation. There's so much that has been written and said about meditation, and what good is it? Well, I think especially in these times, it is very helpful when there's rapid changes in our world. There's a great mystic that I'm very influenced by, that I tend to gravitate towards, and that has been very helpful in my life. It was a great mystic here in Sweden he lived here the 1700s. Isn't that strange? See, all my life I've been reading about Indian mystics, all these enlightened beings and sages. And I went to see a great mystic and my spiritual teacher for many years, Sri Bhagavan. And actually, he's the one who introduced me to the Swedish mystic, Emanuel Swedenborg. And I thought, Sweden, what? Borg? Tennis player? I was totally missed this brilliant man who lived so many years ago. So my parents are academics, read all these books. So I called my mother from India. I said, Mom, have you heard of somebody called a Swedenborg? And she said, yes, I read all his books when I was pregnant with you. So it was given like a download, because the minute I got home, I looked up Swedenborg and I got his books, and there is great videos and information everywhere. And I felt like I found home. Felt like I found a long-lost relative. So I wanted to bring up more about him today, because there are two things that he really gifted people with. He wrote, he was a scientist. He talked about what quantum physics speaks of today, but in the 1700s. Can you imagine what kind of life would be a little difficult, huh? So he left the inventions and the wonderful scientific projects he did, and he started writing books, and he traveled inside, and he learned how to access through breathing and accessing the pineal gland, or however he traveled inside. And he came back and he wrote about his journeys. And a lot of wisdom there. And I just love reading about that, as it resonates very close to the heart and the brain. So in these times when we see a lot of difficulties in our world, there are two things that this mystic brought forward that I've found to be so helpful. And he said there is such a thing as a heaven, and there is such a thing as a hell. But heaven and hell are not two opposites of each other. Actually, the light, the heaven, there is only one. There's only one field, and that is the heavenly field. But see, we are given here in human experience, in the body, we are on this planet given the gift. It's a heavenly gift of free will. So the heavenly qualities that we all have in us, the goodness inside of us, it's not forced upon us, because it wouldn't really be something good, then, would it? So that is something we ourselves choose, or we develop in our consciousness, like a journey. We see what works and what doesn't work for our own experience. So eventually we'll come to a place where we realize, when we gravitate towards the goodness and truth, these two qualities, they're very helpful right now. It benefits not only our own lives, our own perception, but it seems to help also the world that we live in. And to gravitate towards these two seems like such an easy thing. But so goodness, everybody knows, right? We all have some part of ourselves that is a goodness. We all know what that is. We don't have to call it God or divine, or we can call it anything we want. To call it goodness is a very nice thing. And now this other thing that is also a heavenly quality is this thing called truth. And this is what I have enjoyed journeying to India to take these oneness courses, and this going deep into different journeys to discover, to have the courage to see the truth inside me. And I found through deep contemplations today, before coming on today, and looking at the world and the different challenges we have, that it's this part that we all have trouble with, and that's why it takes us a long time for this journey to discover the heavenly qualities, to let them emerge and take over the whole body. Because, like Swedenborg also said, this heavenly essence, the goodness and truth, it is in all of us, and it wants to take over the whole body. Not only the heart or the brain. See, this is the things that got me so inspired many years ago when somebody told me about the higher sacred self. I go, where is this higher sacred self? I'm so fed up with this higher sacred self. I want him to be whatever that is, to be here now, because I'm really busy in this life and I don't have time to sit and look for some higher sacred self somewhere. So I've been very practical all my life. So looking for this, when I had that big shift was when the light, the heavenly awareness came and said, don't be afraid to look at the challenges in your life, the suffering in your life. And if you're a spiritual person like I was, praying, always praying, help the misery and the problems. And, I realized I've been praying the wrong way. I found that actually having the courage to be brave, to see what is my truth, if I am to take responsibility for what I'm holding as a truth. Through epigenetics today, the science of biology today, it is proven that we have genetic codings for being prone to certain diseases or how our personalities are developing, our emotions and so forth, but it is very much affected by the surface of the cell. That's epi, the surface, genetic. It is dictated or orchestrated by our belief system. So, both for our health, which everyone is so concerned of now, and our awareness, our way of perceiving life and our way of experiencing life has to be at looking at our own truth. As I have found through the years, there's no ultimate truth. Yes, there are facts, that is one thing, but the truth that we're talking about is our individual truth, like how we experience something. And that's where the science of epigenetics can be interesting for you to study, also in the health aspect. Because if you find out that your belief system is not all right, and you haven't seen it, you haven't seen the truth of wrong understanding, maybe there's fears, a lot of fears, like fear of being sick can actually gravitate you towards that. But if you look at that fear, what happens? See, you're then looking at the truth in you. We're not saying that, yes, that is right or wrong. We're looking at, in this process, inside you. That's where it's important. What's your belief system? Is that your belief system? Because if it is, it's biologically coded like epigenetics. It has become like that. It's your view. It's your truth. So goodness and truth, it's not that you have to then deny if that is your truth. Let's say fear of being sick. Then you simply learn the art of meditation, which I'm promoting here in this channel. You can hang out here every Tuesday. You just click on this link. You will get the hang of it by watching it. See, these fears, they are just like thieves in the night, or any time for that matter. A thief will never take anything if somebody's watching. So, it's waiting for you to look away. So it's the same with these fears. Like, if you choose to look away, you know it's there, it's your truth, you know it is there, but you are trying to escape the best you can. It's okay to escape if you see what you're doing. It's like we have a camera inside, witnessing, and this camera is also high intelligence, love, and goodness. It is made out of that non-judgmental aspect of ourselves. So as we join into alignment with that, it is very helpful in these times when in the collective consciousness there is a lot of truths coming up, and it has to be like that. My dear friends, it's fantastic times we're going through right now because we have to go through this. This is the whole process that many of us have lived through. For me, I've lived through it the past, like my inner divine said, you have a long, what do you call it, startsträcka in Swedish. You know, when the plane is taking off, it goes a long time on the ground before it can take off. It goes, and take off. Right? We call it startsträcka in Swedish. I can't for my life remember what it's called in English now. Runway. Well, anyway, so my divine said that I've been going a long time in this to get the momentum going. So can we take off now? So I've been like going. Yeah, I'm going. Yeah, I'm getting okay. How about this? How about that? Because see, if a formula is working, if I am to share something that is of truth, then it needs to be tested. So you need to live life. So the life is lived through the relationships and through life and through your work and traveling and whatnot. So I've tested this formula. Long startsträcka. Yes, this is working. Okay. my divine was the essence in here is saying, the pilot saying, let's take off then. Enough now. We got enough leverage to just... So there we are now, right? It works. I wouldn't share this at this time if I didn't know with all my beingness that this works. In this time when there's challenges showing up, we have an opportunity, each and every one of us, to look inside our own experience, our own truth, to have the courage to see what we experience. Because as you see that, you are seeing the truth in you. And goodness and truth are two very prominent qualities of the divine, or that supreme light, the one that sees. This is a good news, I think. At least it has been for me when I'm going on this long startsträcka, because I've been testing different situations to see, well, what if I just see this? Isn't that going to like pull me into some kind of hell? Well, I found out that hell is actually necessary to also be friends with. Because it's not an opposite to this heavenly presence that we are then taken off with. It is a state of consciousness, you can say, or a state of mind, where you're closing yourself off to the wholeness of who you are. You become closed off from everything else. Like you say, the cells in the body, if you look at this, your body, you would say, where is your body? Well, the body is not really there. There's not one cell that what you would say, it's this cell here represents the body. This little cell going, I'm some kind of hologram? That's what I thought. No, you are the body. Oh my God. I'm making light of it. It's like, it's the same with us. We are some kind of small hologram of that big truth, right? The big essence of who we are. And this is takeoff time in that. And for that to happen, we need to bring, like, if there's a cell in the body who says, I'm not with you guys, I'm on my own. If there's a cell like that, biologically, if you know a little bit of biology, the cell is not communicating with the rest of the body, then it becomes a cancer cell. It lives on its own, and it reproduces, and it creates problem for the rest of the body. So the immune system and the rest of the body have to send some police and say, hello, wake up, you're part of us. You're not by yourself, let's just bring us into the communication. I talked much more about this in my online course I had called Oneness in the Body. It's recorded. If you want to go deeper into this, I welcome you to go into that. I shared all my experiences from way back as I was very little, very interested in this matter. And also I will have a free online satsang on Sunday. I will go into doing processes with these subjects. So you really don't want to miss that. Just tune into this satsang Sunday, March 29. And we'll go into it at depth. But here you are, and you can move into a meditation now and develop courage. Because it works. It's a courage of seeing. Somehow you are paying to watch a horror movie, isn't it? There's some kind of strange phenomenon in that, because I think it's enough as it is. But there is a very relaxing thing inside of us in the seeing. And you will develop this. And this could be a carrot for you to learn deeper meditations, to develop courage to see what is there. And I believe that every human being has a purpose for our incarnation here, a purpose why we are here. And it is like some kind of illusionary game that we are playing here. In the ancient wisdom of the past, they call it the Lila or the Maya. You know, it's an illusion. And this I've always felt was a great philosophy that I wanted to experience. And from a mystical platform, you can definitely experience that. But it seems like our world, the way it appears right now, I said, my goodness, this illusion is, we see it. It's a very good sign that our whole world is affected by communication. Now there are many channels to communication, but it's like the outside world is a reflection of our inside world. Remember I shared with you about near-death experience I've had a few times, and both times actually I came back into the body. I came from inside. This is also something Swedenborg revealed, that heaven is inside. I think everybody knows that. But, okay, heaven is inside. Is that a philosophy? Or what is this world that we live in? And visiting the light, seeing the light, being with the beings of light as they came out. And I knew, as I've been studying the Mayan Indians for many years, since the 1980s, I found out about them. And as I saw them coming out from the light, the thought, I was in the body, in some kind of light body, and I said, this is another part of me, in Lakesh. That's how I felt when I saw these light beings, in Lakesh. That's what the Mayans said when they greeted each other. It means, I am another you. So that's how they view the world. They were whole people that view the world like that. So I saw these light beings. I said, yes, wow, this is so cool. I'm experiencing this, what I have read about and heard about and felt was true. Now this is the truth. Here we go. And these light beings, who was another part of me, like a light family, they said, it's not your time yet. What are you doing here? They're very funny. It's very high sense of humor in heaven. So they made some jokes with me and they sent me back. Then I came back again. And the second time, they showed me, see, you're not done yet. Because I tried to convince them. But they said, no, you're not done yet. So that's when they showed, like some kind of movie, what is ahead, like a blueprint. It's not like it's all set in stone, because future is a set of possibilities, depending on how we all come together. And we, you and me and the world, we are part of the collective human consciousness. And this collective human consciousness works as a one big unit. Just like the Mayan people, they didn't have internet and iPhones to check what's happening on the other side of the world. They lived and they communicated to each other, and they had developed this consciousness that they knew that they were a reflection of each other. Very highly developed people. So, as we now have our iPhones or computers, and we know catastrophe within 3 seconds on our phone, and it's spreading all worldwide. But also then, there's a tremendous potential to affect this human collective consciousness through moving into a higher level of, I promised myself I wouldn't use the word consciousness. I have to use another word. But, okay, let's talk about it as entrainment. That's no better. I like it. It's a physics law. In physics, you learned about entrainment. That's when a stronger frequency is devouring a smaller frequency. So let's say the frequency of fear. It's not as high frequency as all-encompassing love. The all-encompassing love that we all have inside, the goodness and truth. Like if you were to see the fear, you see the truth of the fear, you are de-weaponizing it. Because it goes, oh, like a thief. Oh, okay, I'll wait. And I said, but I'm not. I enjoy this scene. This is what's going on in here. People have no idea. I keep seeing and seeing, and there's such a joy coming. Both seeing what's inside here and see, we're all part of this collective consciousness. We're not separate from each other. And this is what's happening on our planet now. It is a time of great awakening. And it has to start with seeing what is actually there, the truth of what is there. You know that movie, The Desperate Housewives, or the series? I used to watch it with my daughter many years ago. We used to laugh at that so much. Because on the outside, everything is so perfect, but inside it's horrible. So this needs to come out. The inside needs to come out. So I welcome you to join me now for meditation. And for the Vipassana, there is one word you can bring with you. And that is allowing. Right? With this we have talked about now, you allow. So you just allow for whatever is there in a moment. Because that allowing is that love inside you. You are then automatically in the goodness and truth, that love inside you. I welcome you. Let's close your eyes. And just connect with your physical body. This physical body that is so thirsting for that love. That is so hungry for that love. Every part of your body just wants to be linked up like a network of mobile phones that are just linked up online. Every cell in your body just wants to link up into this light. I want to be online. Yes, you're welcome to. Everybody, it's free internet. It's free download of this light that is in you, in the goodness in you, a remnant that is with you from the very beginning. You were born into it. And then we developed. But let's relax the body. Just see it relaxing, the legs relax, and allow for it to be the way it is. You don't have to change anything. Just let it be. The hips, the pelvic region, the buttocks, relax. Your back and spine, relax. Your shoulders, your chest, your belly. Relax. Allow for everything to just be the way it is. We are seeing what is there. We are on a journey of seeing. Arms and hands and fingers. Oh, different temperatures, different feelings, experiences in the body. Oneness in the body means to see what is there. The neck and throat, your whole head, your brain, your skull, and your face. See how the breathing is moving in and out by itself. You don't have to change your breathing. Just allow the body to breathe the way it wants to breathe. Your full freedom to be what you are right now. This, what you're doing right now, is called a Vipassana meditation. It's done for thousands of years. You simply still the body. allow it to breathe, having your eyes closed. And having the courage to see whatever is there. There is a part inside each and every one of us that is that love, that essence of non-judgmental, the essence of a seeing, a high intelligence, an essence of blessing the whole body, not having to change it, but aligning to compassion. It's not a mental thing. It's the essence of who we are, and aspects of our sacred platform, the goodness and truth inside our heart. The first few minutes you're going to be listening to some birds, and as you listen to the birds you connect into your heart, see how it connects to your brain, and all through your body allow it to experience that inner light, the lightness of being. And
Purushottama Paramatma. Shri